Gord is a single-player adventure strategy game developed by Covenant and published by Team 17. You play as the steward to a king who is planning to conquer the region north of his current realm. He has forcibly recruited the Tribe of the Dawn, a group of northern natives, to guide you through the wilderness and assist with preparations for the impending invasion. Your job is to establish a chain of small settlements, or gords, along the route the king's army will travel. The landscape is bleak and unforgiving, shrouded in eternal darkness and overrun with savage creatures that threaten your safety and thwart your progress at every turn. Gord's setting is an intriguing blend of dark fantasy and Slavic folklore, featuring elements like witchcraft and monsters to spice up the mundanity of chopping logs and foraging for mushrooms. Visually, the game is detailed and suitably gloomy, and the glow of your scout's torches suffuses the murky forests with pockets of light and vibrance. The immersive sound design also contributes heavily to Gord's quietly menacing atmosphere, with an otherwise soothing medley of flowing water and rustling leaves punctuated by the ominous growling and insectoid clicking of monsters waiting in the darkness, just out of sight. Gameplay in Gord is a bit like Darkwood meets The Sims, part real-time strategy, part colony simulation, and part survival horror, which, on paper, is an incredible combination. Unfortunately, Gord doesn't really nail any of these aspects individually, nor does the unique mixture of genres amount to anything fresh and exciting. The core game consists of a series of campaign scenarios, each with a progressive list of objectives such as build a temple, train 2 archers, or find some iron ore. Usually you're gathering resources to construct buildings, gathering more resources to improve those buildings, exploring the map to expand your resource gathering range, and trying not to let your villagers get killed in the process. Occasionally, you also need to defend your Gord from wild folk raiders who will demolish your structures and harm your people. I found these combat segments to be more annoying than engaging, since there's not much you can do beyond clicking on the group of enemies to point your weapon-wielding subjects in the right direction. Thanks to the witch you found yourself allied with, you also have an arsenal of magical incantations at your disposal, but these typically didn't affect the outcome of my skirmishes in any meaningful way. Despite my best efforts, I could never seem to find the sweet spot of having enough to do without being overwhelmed. I was either pressing the fast forward button and impatiently waiting for my subjects to gather, deposit, rinse, and repeat, or I was trying and failing to salvage a situation that had deteriorated in a manner of moments, like disease or monsters crippling my most able-bodied workers in one fell swoop. It also didn't help that I wasn't truly invested in the well-being of my subjects. They have no real distinguishing qualities, only subtle parameters that I just didn't notice most of the time. For example, one woman was particularly effective against a specific monster type and took longer than average to gain faith while praying, but none of that mattered because her existence was defined entirely by mining clay deposits. Early in the game, you're all but required to sacrifice a child to a horror, one of Gord's legendary monsters, and it's a testament to how bland these characters were that I couldn't muster even a bit of regret. I felt like I was supposed to care, like the game wanted me to care, but I simply did not. The horror could have little Laurelyn and the rest of her family too if it wanted. Overall, my approximately 10-hour experience with Gord was tedious and challenging for the wrong reasons, and I can't help but feel that its gorgeously grim setting was wasted on lackluster gameplay. Gord is available now for $34.99 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.